Today I'm going to bring you a video on a review of the Nike GPS watch. This watch is the fourth one that I have had now because I have had it replaced a number of times from Nike, but I will get on and tell you about that as the video goes on. I thought I would just give a quick update on where I'm at with my running. On Sunday, which is a few days ago now, I ran my 15th marathon, the Abingdon Marathon in Oxfordshire. I ran it in 3:24, which annoyingly is 1 minute over my PB. My PB is 3:23, also set at Abingdon, the flat course last year. The race went well. I was running really strong up to mile 18, but at mile 18 my hips locked up really badly, and from then on I just literally kind of struggled to the end. A mixture of sort of run-walk, which wasn't the plan that I was going to do that, because I've run my fastest times this year in all distances, and I really wanted to get my marathon time up to speed with my 1:28.5, but just seemed that it wasn't going to go that way on Sunday. So I was pleased to run 3:24, though I think that's still a respectable time given that I'm only 27, which I think is relatively young for a distance runner, for someone to have run 15 marathons. And I also won this on Sunday, which is the bronze medal for the Oxfordshire County Championships. So I came third woman in Oxfordshire, which is where the race was, with my time at the marathon. So you can see that's a nice bronze medal that I got there, so I was pleased to get that. And I just hope, that the next marathon I run, I hope that my hips don't lock up. I think it was probably because it was cold and the damp got into me, and as you know, I kind of have a thing where I always wear a sports bra when I'm racing, just because I just don't feel race ready if I wear a vest. So yeah, I think the cold probably got into me and locked my hips up, and there was not much I could do about it, but I'm going to try and run near a 3:15 in my next marathon. So if I get on with the review of the Nike GPS Sportwatch, just a really quick thing before I go into it. Should have probably done a video on the three of these things rather than mix it all into one, but I'm kind of a bit ad hoc in the way that I upload these videos, in that I don't have any kind of structure or schedule like most people do. I just literally upload them when I've got things to say. I don't have like a schedule where I think, I'm going to go upload a video, I'm going to make a video, then I just literally do it when I feel like making a video and I've got a bit of time. So I haven't been running obviously since the marathon, and I'm swimming tonight, so I thought I would just make a video on that. Anyway, I just wanted to say how much I'm really liking H&M sportswear at the moment. Obviously I don't like them for everything, you can sort of pick and choose because some things are better than others, but I picked up quite a lot in their store recently, in the stores recently, because they have some really kind of stylish looking sportswear, and obviously you all know that I like Nike sportswear, but sometimes it can be a bit ridiculously priced, especially as on the website they've got kind of just like normal singlets and tanks for sort of £50 each, which I think is a lot of money. So the things that I wanted to show you today are these kind of snazzy workout tights that I got from H&M recently. So you can see my abs of steel from the marathon on Sunday. You can't really see my abs very well on this, actually. I don't know, they're better in real life. So these tights that I got from H&M, they're really flattering. They're kind of low rise, and they have like a thick black band around the kind of hip and waist area. And the print on them is kind of cool. It's quite similar to the kind of Stella McCartney for Adidas range, and it's black and grey, and it's got this kind of spacey, I'm not sure whether I like it that much, to be honest, because it reminds me of mould, and when I first saw it and I thought it looked like mould, I literally couldn't stop thinking it looked like mould. But you can see it's quite a sort of high contrast print, and it's just a really, really nice fit. I got a small. They go down to an extra small, but I got a small, and I am an 8 to 10, UK 8 to 10 on the bottom, usually an 8, but if it's like a really small shop, I'll sometimes be a 10, and then I'm like a 6 to 8 on top. But anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd show you those because I thought they were really cute. Anyway, I will get on to, I don't know why I'm out of breath, like, I haven't been doing anything to be out of breath. Maybe it's just because I'm tired or something from Sunday. Anyway, so I will get on to do the review of the Nike GPS watch. This one, like I said, is the 4th replacement that I have had. And this one is a white watch. As you can see, it's got the kind of silver part on there, and it's just a really slimline, chic looking watch. It's very stylish compared to the Garmin kind of offerings and Timex, and I've looked at quite a few GPS watches on the market, and I do think this is one of, if not the most stylish one out there. But I think sometimes there's a bit of a trade-off between stylish and functionality, which I will go into. So it fits on the wrist really nicely. I've got really small wrists, and as you can see, I've got it on the 3rd from smallest hole there, so I could easily, if I had any smaller wrists, which would be insane, I could get it down to other settings there. So it fits really nice on the wrist, and unlike other watches, when you're kind of running with it, it doesn't feel bulky, and it doesn't feel cumbersome, and it doesn't feel like, you know, some of those watches I've run with a Garmin before, and I literally felt like I'd got like a microwave or something strapped to my arm. So it's a good streamlined, lightweight fit. It has a light built into it, so for when you're running in the dark, I think this is a really nice feature. You literally tap it like that and it lights up. So you probably can't see that right now. If I make it dark, ooh, it's like Halloween. It's kind of crazy actually. So as you can see there, it's not that visible. Obviously, if I'm in the dark, this is the only thing that's showing up to cars, and if I wanted to hit the light on it, then you can see, you can't actually see, but you can see it's kind of lit up a lot better there. Okay, if I put the light back on. So there are a number of different options that you can have on the screen that can be visible when you're running along. They usually come in pairs, so for example, I usually have distance, the biggest one, and then I will have pace. So for example, if I've run 5 miles, it will say really big here, 5 miles, and then it will say pace, for example, 6.4 minute mile there, a bit smaller. But you could have, I think you can have lots of different ones, such as distance and pace, or time elapsed and pace, or time elapsed and distance. You can like mix and match to what you want to do, what you want to have them set as. You just configure that on the settings when you set it up. Other features of the watch, what else does it have? You can use the watch to either go on, it can either work on GPS, so when you press run, you have, it says GPS or shoe pod on the options bit. You probably can't see that? No. It basically says GPS or shoe pod. So for example, I only ever use the GPS option, so I press run, which then syncs and tries to find a satellite, and then when it's ready it says run, and you just press the button to run. But if you have it on the shoe pod option, you can also use the pod which comes in the box, if I can try and find it. So you can also use the small pod which goes in the bottom of your shoe if you use Nike Plus enabled shoes, and that basically calibrates your run. It's basically like a glorified pedometer, so it will just sort of count the steps as you run. It doesn't sound that accurate, but before I used the Nike GPS, I used to use the Sport Band, which is this, and the little pod fitted in the back there, and I found it really accurate over races from anything from 5k to marathon. So that's a good backup option if it doesn't find a GPS. For example, if you're in a race and you need to, the gun goes off and hasn't found a GPS, you can just hit that and you can work off the pod in your shoe instead. I don't really have much else to say about it other than, I've talked through the good points of it. The bad points of it are that I have found this watch to be incredibly temperamental in the rain. So it's advertised as being water resistant, which is a lot different to waterproof if you didn't know. Waterproof is basically, I think it means you can go swimming with it and you can literally get it drowned in water and it's still going to survive. But water resistant basically means that it will last through a light shower. So for example, I've run with a lot of these watches in the pouring rain, not through choice, because obviously if it's raining, because I know these watches are really temperamental when it comes to rain and they really don't last when they come into contact with water. If it's raining, for example, I will leave my watch at home because I just don't need the stress of that. But for example, if you're out on a long run or something and the weather's a bit dodgy and suddenly it goes from sunny to pouring down with the rain, as you know it does if you're in England, you can't get away from that other than like hiding it in my sports bra, which is going to look ridiculous if I have this down my shirt. It's going to look like I've got a third breast. You literally can't get away from it. So that is one of the bad things about this watch, because not only does it suffer water damage, the water damage will get behind the screen and it will make the screen fog up, so you'll get like condensation in the screen, and you can dry it out temporarily, which is what I do with a lot of my technology. Is I've made this DIY rice pot, which is actually recycled from a Pret yogurt pot. And so if we see what technology we've got in here today, it's like a lucky dip of rice. We have got, it's probably not a good idea when the rice gets stuck actually in the pot. We have got an iPod shuffle, which has gone in the rain with me recently. So I literally just put them in there to kind of absorb some of the moisture and hope that it stops it from breaking. But I've had to do that quite a lot with these, and sometimes it just doesn't work at all. And sometimes, a lot of the time I just literally have to get onto Nike and tell them that it's broken and suffered water damage, and they have been very good recently about replacing it. Not so good recently because I needed it for my race on Sunday and they didn't get it to me in time, but usually they are very good about replacements. But another thing that can suffer in the rain is this segment of the watch here. You can see that it's slightly raised up, so you can see where it's kind of coming away from itself. So that is again because of rain damage. I've had this watch, I've literally worn it once at the marathon on Sunday where it rained, and you can see already it's coming away from that bit there. So my general view on the Nike Sportwatch is that it's very good, it's very stylish, it's very accurate, it's reliable unless you go running in the rain or you race in the rain, and then you're going to start to have problems. For me, I think I could probably put up with it as long as Nike continue to replace them. I do think they need to do some kind of investigation into why this keeps happening to all their watches, because if you type Nike Sportwatch review into Google and you go on their own page, the first 1 to 20 reviews are really bad, and they're saying exactly the same thing as I've listed here. All the reviews are 1 star out of 5, which obviously for a massive brand like Nike is not a good thing to have all those bad reviews on there. So I just hope that they develop it in the future and make it completely waterproof, because I'm sure, as they know, athletes like myself are not going to look outside when it's raining and think, I'll just sit here and play chess instead. So That's my review, and I hope you found it helpful, and I will talk to you soon.